Do you want calmer mornings as a stay-at-home mom? It actually starts the night before. I've found that when I do just 3 simple things in the evening, it makes such a huge difference to help my mornings go from stressful to peaceful. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 nighttime habits that make the biggest difference in my days as a stay-at-home mom. The first evening habit is to close the kitchen and, for my family, the dining room after dinner. For our family, this involves washing and putting away dishes because our dishwasher currently isn't working, or if you have a working dishwasher, loading the dishes, wiping down the counters, sweeping the floors in the kitchen and dining room because over the course of cooking and our toddler eating, the floor gets dirty. And then we also clear the dining room table and kind of put things away because as much as we try not to, the dining room table just accumulates things throughout the day. If you have a dishwasher, I recommend running it in the evening. You can either start it right after dinner or before you go to bed so that you'll wake up to clean dishes. We'll also check the recycling and the trash and take those out if it's full. I found that doing these simple things after dinner makes such a huge difference because the kitchen is taken care of, the dining room is cleaned up, and it helps me go into the morning feeling so much more peaceful, knowing that I'm waking up to a cleaner space. This is not to say that we don't eat any evening snacks or bedtime snacks, or that we don't use more dishes or maybe make a little bit of a mess in the kitchen after dinner. But knowing that the kitchen and dining room are gonna get one good clean at the end of the day really helps me go into the day feeling more confident and just knowing that I'm waking up to a clean space. And this is something that you can adapt to you. Maybe you want to clean the kitchen, but you would rather focus on doing a thorough clean of the living room at the end of the day. And this is something that you can really easily adapt to what fits your family and what spaces, if they're clean in the morning, will help you feel the most ready to tackle your day as a stay-at-home mom. The second evening habit that has really helped me jumpstart my mornings as a stay-at-home mom is to clean up my son's toys, not in the evening before I go to bed, but before he goes to bed, before we put him down for bed. I found that on the evenings where we don't do it before he goes to bed, after doing his bedtime routine, I'm really tired. I finally have some kid free time, and then I come downstairs and there's toys all over the living room. As much as possible, we try to, before we take our son up to bed, to put away his toys, the books, straighten up those things, just all the kid things, so that once he is in bed, once we're done with his bedtime routine, kid stuff is over for the evening and my husband and I can spend time together. We can spend time separately doing our own things and have just some time without having to think about kid stuff. And then the third evening routine that has really helped me feel more ready to take on my mornings and feel more at peace and calm as a stay-at-home mom is to make my to-do list and think through my day the evening before. I find I have so many things floating around in my head to remember to do, and I try as much as possible to write them all down, whether it's on a piece of paper or on an app in my phone. Taking a few minutes in the evening, this doesn't have to be long, even 2 or 3 minutes. It could be longer if you have space for that or want that, but to just think through what are the things that you want to do tomorrow. What are the things that are happening tomorrow? It can be helpful to kind of have a refresher of what the next day holds. Like if you have a dentist appointment, if your kids have their checkups, if you have a play date scheduled, or you have something else going on, just kind of having that in your mind so that you are going to bed kind of with a sense of the day and you're not going to bed feeling like tomorrow feels so overwhelming and you don't even really have a good sense of what the day is going to hold. This also really helps me because I go to bed knowing that I've written down my to-do list for the next day, and I can wake up and just look at the list and know what I need to do, and I don't even have to think about it. Of course, things come up throughout the day. In the morning, I might think of a few other things I need to add to my to-do list, so I'll type those in really quick. But for the most part, that doing the list the night before helps me solidify the main things I need to get done that day, and so I'm not waking up in the morning scrambling or feeling like, oh my goodness, what do I need to do today? One thing for this is I mainly use an app on my phone, but I do have a paper and pen. I don't keep my phone in my bedroom, but I have a paper and a pen in my bedroom on my dresser so that if I go to bed and I think of more things that either go in the mental load brain dump list that I want to remember to do at some point, or it's specifically something I need to do the next day, or maybe it's an item that I want to add to my grocery list, I'll have that pen and paper and I can just quick write it down and then lay in bed and go to sleep. And it's not, because I found that if I'm just thinking, oh, I need to do that thing, I hope I remember tomorrow, it can affect my ability to fall asleep. I hope that these 3 nighttime habits that I've shared will be helpful to you in setting your mornings up for success as a stay-at-home mom. Let me know in the comments if there's one that resonated with you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.